I'm Jane Danson and I play Leanne in Coronation Street.
Jane, tell me a bit about the storyline that you're involved in, just like obviously the big DNA reveal.
The whole story's been building up to most of the year really. Leanne's kind of been on the peripheral of it really. It's mainly been Kylie, David and Nick's story. All them knowing the secret but not knowing that each other know the full details of it. So once this is exposed, it's a matter of how this affects Leanne and how she deals with it. So that's kind of where we are at the minute. Obviously, it's not been the best year for them because of the crash and his brain damage, which we see in the coming episodes. But it sort of develops into how they deal with their relationship after the revelation of the baby, and obviously how that's compounded by Nick's damage and whether they can get through all his behaviour and how he deals with it. So it's ongoing. This one story comes to a natural end, it opens up a new story, so it's quite busy.
So it's all interwoven.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you think that Leanne can ever forgive Nick and move it and trust him, move on and trust him again?
I think it's fair to say that Leanne's made a fair share of mistakes herself over the years. She's always done things, jumped straight in and not thought of the consequences, and I think this is the first time she steps back and takes some of the blame for it actually, and says, well, if I hadn't have gone to see Peter on that very night where Nick and Kylie got together, then maybe this wouldn't have happened. So she does take responsibility, which I think is seeing her finally growing up and admitting that she's not perfect and never has been, and it's the first time she doesn't run away from a problem. She faces it rather than just pretend it doesn't happen.
And of course baby Lily isn't Nick's, which helps things a little bit as well, because if she had been, that would have been more difficult.
I think it would have been more difficult because Leanne, that's one thing that she wants desperately more than anything, and it's unlikely to happen because she's got problems in that area, and obviously she's almost adopted Simon, and it's the only thing that I think she thinks she's any good at. Because of her upbringing, she's never been loved as much as she gives the love to Simon, and she's always had to survive for herself. So I think if Lily had turned out to be Nick's baby, that would have provoked a very different story.
And we're going to see some different scenes coming up with Nick's brain damage. Tell me a bit about that, how that'll play out.
Yeah, it's really sad. Nick, he has this brain damage, but it's almost that he's not in control of his emotions. He can't rationalise anything, and it's at the most, the times when you wouldn't really expect it, and it can be for the smallest thing. He erupts into this rage, and it's how Leanne constantly deals with that emotional battle every day, really, I suppose. So it's been really nice to play, and there's a lot more to come. There's a lot more that I don't know about, but I know that it's not as cut and dry as sometimes it can be, and there's lots of areas to explore, but can't wait.
And we're going to see Leanne's son Simon involved in a serious bullying storyline. What can you say about that?
Simon is involved in I suppose you'd associate it with the cyberbullying story that comes into play. Even though Leanne's Simon's mum, I'm not heavily involved in that story because Simon is passed from pillar to post between Leanne and Peter, given what's happened to Nick, and he eventually ends up back with Peter for a while. So Leanne's on the peripheral of that because she's got so much to deal with Nick, but she does discover that something's going on, and that opens up another storyline for the Barlows, which I'm saddened that Leanne's not a bigger part of, because I think as Simon's mum she would have been quite protective of him, but that's to facilitate another story which opens up, and of course to highlight the issue of bullying, which no parent wants to see their child go through.
And just finally, what else is on the agenda for Leanne?
I think it's fair to say that this story with Nick carries on. In all hand on heart, all honesty, I really don't know what the outcome is. I don't know what the plans are for the future. I only have the scripts in my bag, which that's as far as I know, but I don't think it'll be plain sailing.